that, there's no restriction as to how many you would really want if you would really want in a good, as long as you have the capacity to buy them, right? But in this particular instance, you are to desire for two different kinds of goods, but you have a very limited budget. So therefore, the problem that you will have is that how many of good A and how many of good B am I going to buy with the budget that I have? So the concept is all about optimum combination. Okay, so if we are going to compute for the optimum combination, naturally, what we are talking about is the so-called indifference curve. Okay, when I say indifference curve, it is that kind of curve where it's like a demand curve, but it has no edge, and therefore it is downward sloping. It is convex from the point of origin, and there is no such thing as uh, there's no such thing as this curve is point for point A or point B, but you just have to have a combination that is tangent to the point of the goods that you're going to buy. Now, what I'm going to share with you is uh, this piece of paper again. Let me share with you. Are you able to view it or I have to upload? Sandali lang desktop. Okay, are you able to view it now? Na-view, teka. Okay, na-view nyo na ba siya class? Na-view nyo na ba yung given is price of good A, price of good B, and then the budget? Are you able to view that?
Ma'am, hindi pa po kayo
Or not
naka-share
yet?
screen.
Naka-share po pala.
Class, na-view nyo ba yung yellow pad, yung Microsoft Word na naka-post dyan sa screen nyo?
Hindi pa po, ma'am.
This one. This one. Are you able to view it?
Yes po, okay na po.
Yes or no?
Okay na po. Yes po. Yes po, ma'am.
Sagutin nyo naman po ako.
Ma'am, meron na po. Ma'am,
Meron na. Okay. So, what you have here is the price of good A, the price of good B. The price of good A is 2 pesos, and the price of good B is 1 peso, and you have a budget of 14 pesos. Now, just like what I said a while ago, you have a demand for two different goods, but you have only one budget. And how many of good A and how many of good B would you prefer based on the marginal utility table that's going to be provided to you? Assuming, ililit ko ng konti para para ma-view nyo I have a two table here. Okay, what is this? This is the marginal utility table of A, and this is the marginal utility table of B. Okay, so leave this space as blank. So this is for your good A, and this is for your good B. Take note. Ay, bakit ganyan? Teka. Okay. Ayan, pantay na siya. Okay, I'm going to provide, of course, the marginal utility. When we say marginal utility, it is satisfaction yielded every after additional goods is added. So if you're going to notice, this one is 1, you have added 1, and then you have added 1 again, and you have added 1, and you have added 1. So assuming that the marginal utility computed for your good A is 100, utils. So, the unit measurement for utility is called utils. Ulitin ko. The unit measurement for utility is called utils. Now, you have 100 utils, and then if you're going to add one more, your marginal utility, ganun pa rin ba ang cravings nyo? Do you still have level of cravings in the second one? If you are given already the satisfaction of 100 in your first bite, now you have the second good, maybe you have the second, third, fourth, fifth bites, and will the satisfaction still be the same? What do you think? Unang kagat sa Hershey Kisses ay ang sarap. Siyempre, pangalawa, it's not as if you have decided it the first time, right? So, assume, let's have it at 95. And then the third will have it 90. The fourth will have it 85. And then you will have 80. Okay? That is your marginal utility table for good A. Now, how do you compute for your optimum combination? Okay, let me enlarge this one. First, you need to have just undo. You need to have steps in the computation of optimum combination. Class, the optimum condition here is that you just don't have to pair it na, gagawin kong isa ito, dalawa dito, and then my budget is just enough. No, it's not that kind of combination that we are looking for. We're looking for a combination where you can maximize your satisfaction for good A and you can maximize your satisfaction for good B. Okay, that's why it's called optimum combination. So how do we start with that? We have to have what? The first step, to state the necessary condition. What is this necessary condition? Okay, that marginal utility of A over price of A should equal to the marginal utility of B over price of B. Okay? So, that is the necessary condition. Okay? Second, work on the first element of the equation. So, we have provided already your MU of A. Ito yung marginal utility of A nyo. So, if your marginal utility of A is 100, how about your marginal utility of B? Now, let us assume that in your marginal utility of B table, you have also 100 utils. Ano ulit yung utils? Unit measurement for utility. Okay, hindi ko nalagay dito. Utils. Okay, 100 utils. And you have here 80. So the satisfaction is not quite the same. You have 60 here and 40 here, and you have your 20, 80, 60, 40, 20. Okay? So that's basically it. Now that you have your marginal utility for good B, you can now say work on the first element. So what is this first element? That your marginal utility of A over price of A price of A mm, is equals to, go there now. Check natin. Okay. This one, you have to fill it there. Okay. So what do you have now? You have to have marginal utility of A over price of A. What was our price then? It is 2 pesos, right? So 100 divided by 2, that gives you how much? And then 95 divided by 2 gives you 45. And 90 divided by 2, no. This is 47, 50, 7.5. And then you have here 45 because 85 divided by 2 is 42.5. And you have your 40 here. Got that right? So you're now through with your marginal utility of A over price of A. Let's work on your third step. Mhm. Step is like this. Work on second element, second element. That you have your marginal utility of B over okay. So what do we need to work on now is your second table. So how is that done? Punta naman tayo doon. Diba? Now, what is the price of good beef? Diba it's 1 peso? The price of your good beef is 1 peso. Therefore, 100 divided by 1 is 100. And you have here your 80. 80 divided by 1 is 80. 60 divided by 1 is 60. By 1 is 40. By 1 is 20. You're finished with your table. There's no problem anymore with that. Now, what do we need to work on again? This time around, it's going to be step 4. Okay. Find the equimarginal value. Find the equimarginal value. When you find the equimarginal value, you have to look at your table and what is common to both your good A and your good B. Okay, this is your 50. Does it have a combination in here? 47, does it have something here? 45, do you have the same satisfaction level in here for 45? 42.5, do you have it? And then 40, do you have a common satisfaction level in here? Is there any? Your equimarginal value now is equals to, let's have your shapes. You have your equimarginal value, which is 40, and your equimarginal value is 40. There. Did you get it? So, what is the equimarginal value? It's equals to 40 utils. Get that? So the satisfaction level now, if you're going to have your optimum combination, you will have 40 as your equimarginal value. Now, we're not true. If we have found the common level of satisfaction for both good A and good B, what is next? The problem now is when you have the find the equimarginal value, you have to know the quantity combination. Quantity combination. So what is your quantity combination? If you are looking for your quantity combination, therefore, for your table or utility of A, your quantity combination is how many of good A and how many of good B. Quantity combination of good A and quantity combination of B. So, when you have 40 there, what is now your quantity? What's now your quantity? Okay, let's have this one. Your quantity for good A when you have an equimarginal value of 40 is 5. Am I right? 5. Okay, how about your quantity combination if you're looking at your good B? This is your quantity combination. So, it means your quantity combination is 4. Correct? Did you get it? Now, let's go to the 6 steps. What is the last step? Total cost is equals your budget. So, if your total cost is equals to budget, therefore, you need to have your quantity combination of A plus quantity combination of B. Okay? Plus quantity combination of B should equal to your budget. Therefore, this is equals to 5. How much is the price of good A? 2 pesos. Have your times 2 pesos plus, bigyan natin na 5 times 2, there you have it, plus 4 times, and then that is equals to 14. Pesos. Tama ba? Okay. Now, that 14 pesos is the same as your budget, and therefore, there is your budget of 14 pesos. O, nakuha niyo ba, class? Did you understand our lecture now?
Yes po.
Will you be able to do the same? It doesn't end there. That is a very simple representation of your optimum combination. The quandary actually is when you have two sets of equimarginal value. And when you have equimarginal value, you have to understand that you have to have two different sets of budget as well. You have two sets also of your quantity combination, and you will have two sets of uh, what's this? MUs of A over price of A. MUs of B over price of B. So, dalawa ang quantity combination nyo ng budget, dalawa ang sets ng ano nyo, ng quantity combination, budget, at saka quantity, you will have two sets also of your MU. Nakuha nyo ba, class? Do you like the lesson? Oh, nagulo ba dahil dito sa mga araw-araw na to? No, so that you know how to work out on it. Now I'm going to give you an exercise. You like it? Would you like to have an exercise? So that you can try and at least you're going to do something out of why you attended today. Ay, si Celino. Anong nangyari sa camera? Ano, Celino? Okay. Now, would you want to have one more? You want to what? You want to try? Okay. Question is, how much is the cost of good A? How many is the cost of good A if your equimarginal value is 40? That's the question. What is the cost of good A if your equimarginal value is 40? Are you listening? Nandiyan pa ba kayo? Wow, we're only 18 out of 66. Okay, what is the cost of your good A if your equimarginal value is 40? Can somebody please answer it, or you just key in into the chat board so that I get to see whether you understand our lesson today? What is the cost of good A? Ang ibig sabihin ng cost of good A, magkano ang iaalat mo na pera para doon sa makabili ka ng good A? Magkano ang iaalat mo na pera para makabili ka ng good B? At pag kinumbine mo sila, yung budget mo ay tamang-tama, walang sobra, walang kulang. So my question is, what is the cost of your good A? Aiko. It is 10 pesos. Diba? How many is the quantity of good B when you have an equimarginal value of 40? How many units of good B are you able to buy with an equimarginal value of 40? Bakit ang reference ko lagi ay yung equimarginal value? Okay, yung equimarginal value kasi, ito yung common that gives the same level of satisfaction for both your good A and good B. Right? Now, my question is, how many units are you able to buy if your equimarginal value is 40? How many units of good B? 4. How many? Somebody can answer you're not listening, ay nako. Oh, ilan? Ilan? Anthony Cow? Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, how many are you able to buy when you have an equimarginal value of 40?
4, ma'am.
4. Okay? 4. What? How much is the cost of good A if you have an equimarginal value of 40? What is the cost of good A?
80, ma'am.
Ha?
80.
If you say 80, that is your marginal utility. Diba? But when I say cost of good A, you have to look at your quantity times the price where the equimarginal value is present. Oh, you look at your table again. You look at your illustration. Ang tinatanong ko is, what is the cost? Look, if you have 5 here, and your quantity is 5, and the price is 2 pesos, naturally, if you multiply this by 2, then you are going to get 10
Yes, ma'am. 10
pesos.
pesos, ma'am.
Okay? Oh, nakuha nyo ba?
Yes.
How about the others? Are you now able to understand it?
Yes po.
Yes po. O sige, bibigyan ko kayo ng isa pa. One more? Let me share with you the concept behind this one. Okay, we're not yet through with this one. If you have this one, okay, it is represented by curve. Dito tayo sa isang page kasi medyo mahirap mag-drawing if you have your y-axis. Okay, this is your y-axis. Okay, and this is your x-axis. In this particular analysis, your y-axis and your x-axis are both a representation of goods. So for example, you have 4 in here, you have 5 in here, and you have 4 in your good B. Is that correct? So in your good B, you have 4. Dito yan, 4. Ano ba yan? Hindi gumagalaw yung values ko. How will I move this? Okay, here. A little bit. Okay. That is your 4 units, right? This is for good A. This is for good B. And then, you're going to have your budget line. Where's the budget line? That one that crosses your quantity, which is 5 and 4. So what is the value of your BL? Ano yung value ng BL nyo? BL is budget line. So what's the value of that? What's the value of that? 14 pesos, di ba?
10 pesos, ma'am.
14 pesos. Now, you're going to have your curve in here, okay? Oh, let's have that one here. Okay. Okay. Lakihan lang natin ito ng konti. Sige, ayan. Okay. Ito yung tinatawag nating indifference curve. So, how do you call that again? This is your indifference curve. Indifference curve. Okay? So, what is this one? How about this one? What do you call this one? Ay, Diyos ko, gumalaw na yung 4 ko. Sige. This is what you call your budget line. Okay, the concept behind that is like this. Let me explain. If this is your 5 units and this is your 4 units, the point where your budget line and your indifference curve touch each other is called tangent. Okay? It is called tangent. Ibig sabihin, it is a perfect match for the quantity with a budget of 14 pesos. Did you get that? Nakuha ba? And then, if I'm going to insert again broken line. Where is the broken line in here? Let me see. I should have a broken line in here. Okay, maybe I can utilize this one. If you have this and have that, okay, and then make use of it the same way. You have this one going down and going down and going down. Okay. Ay, ang pangit. Okay, assume that this is a perfect, let me see here. Dapat magkadugtong. Okay. O, pagpalagay nyo na, ano yan na, perfect yung ano niya, yung curve niya. Ito, what does it mean? What does it mean by this space? This space would represent the yield of satisfaction or satisfaction yielded. Okay? So from this point to where it is tangent to your budget line and your indifference curve, that is what you call the satisfaction yielded of a budget line of 14 pesos with a quantity of 5 for good A and 4 for good A. So the concept behind that is here. It's not yet over. If you have point A here, that means this one is, let's say this is point A. Itong tangent na ito, this is point A. Let's do it here. Assuming this is point A, okay? And this one is, say, point B. And this one is called point I. Umuurong yung indifference curve. Sige. Huwag na dyan. Dito na lang sa malapit. Ano pa yan? Sige, dito na lang sa isa. Ayaw na, diwa. Ala. Okay, AB. Sige, sige na nga. Diyan na nga lang. Assuming that this is your point C. Okay. Afford to skip it. That's why I have to make do with the whatever it is that it's there. Okay, I have other points. Now, can you see the ABC points in the screen? Anthony, ikaw lagi natutulili yung tenga ko, anak. Hindi ka nagpapatay ng ano mo microphone mo Sino bang pinapakinggan mo lagi? Ikaw talaga.
Patayin ko na lang po.
Huwag mo namang patayin yung ano mo, ang i-off mo lang, i-mute mo lang yung microphone, okay? Oh, ngayon, balik tayo doon sa table. Point A, B, C, what does it mean? If your indifference curve is valued at 40 utils, di ba? Based on our computation, the marginal utility of A and marginal utility of B is 40 utils. Is that correct? And there is where your indifference curve. The concept of indifference curve is that any point within the indifference curve will give you the same unit of satisfaction. Any point within the indifference curve will give you the same volume of satisfaction as the 40 utils, which is under the quantity of 5 and 4. However, your budget line, which is 40 pesos, ay 14 pesos, ito yung budget line nyo, equals 14 pesos, di ba? Ang ibig sabihin yan, lahat ng point within the budget line ay katumbas din ng 14 pesos. Did you understand? Lahat ng budget ay lahat ng points within the budget line will give you the same budget of 14 pesos. Will give you the same total cost of 14 pesos. Ang indifference curve naman, all points within the indifference curve will give you the same level of satisfaction. Question is, I have a point in here. This is point L. Okay? So, it doesn't belong to any of your indifference curve or your budget line. What does point L represents now? What does point L represents now? It represents what? More budget, less budget, or what? Anong ibig sabihin ng point L? Baka sabihin nyo, ewan ko sa iyo, ma'am. Kalbuhin ko kayo, ha? What does it mean by point L doon sa ano natin, illustration natin? Does it mean budget? Does it mean satisfaction? If my question is all about utils, then you say that is more than 40 utils. If my question is all about budget, then you can say that is beyond budget. Do you have satisfaction there in your point L? Would you raise any satisfaction or would you yield any satisfaction in your point L? Yes. But on the other hand, at the back of your mind, you will have satisfaction of L, but it is impossible. Why it is impossible? It's either you don't have the budget or you don't have the capacity to purchase the quantity required of L. Did you get it right? Nakuha nyo ba? What is the concept again? What are the things that you should remember about your indifference curve? That any point within the indifference curve gives you the same level of satisfaction. That any point within your budget line will give you the same total cost or the same budget as 14 pesos. What do you call that point when your indifference curve touches that of your budget line? It's called point of tangency, where it represents both cost and budget. That's why if you are going to inspect your point A here, if you're going to inspect your point A here, assuming that is the right target dahil hindi ko madrawing ng tama, okay? Yan ang point of tangency. Ang identity ng point A ay both cause and satisfaction. Nakuha nyo ba, class? Please, try to key in your questions if there are, so that we can answer it. Oh, there is this answer of Mr. Marvin here. I think the question was what was the quantity of your good A when your equimarginal value is 40? That is the answer, which is 5. Okay, do you have any question? Do you have any question? O, sige, bibigyan ko kayo ng exercise. Wala kayong question eh. Bibigyan ko kayo ng quiz ngayon. Pwede? Class, sagot naman. Pwede magbigay ba ng quiz ngayon? Okay, I'm going to give you another exercise. You prepare your good A and good A table. Remember, you have this as your preparation in answering your optimum combination concept. So you can take a picture of that anyway. It's just in your screen, so you are able to look at it. Just like what I told you a while ago when we were starting to compute for this, there are times that your marginal utility of A and your marginal utility of B have so many equimarginal values. Okay? It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, or even it can be more than all of them. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, you will have so many budget, you will have so many quantities, and you will have so many equimarginal values. Class, nakuha nyo ba? Are you still listening? Yes. That's according to Miss Jamelo and Miss Sabat. Okay, how about Giancarlo Pascual? Are you still there? Giancarlo.
Yes,
okay, do you want one more exercise?
Okay lang naman, ma'am, para mas maintindihan po.
So ibig sabihin hindi pa masyadong naintindihan.
Medyo nalilito pa, ma'am, pero kakayanin.
Sige. Prepare kayo ng dalawang marginal utility table. Yung parang ginawa ko. You prepare, yung ganyan. Sige, I'll have it, I'll help you out. Okay, ito ha. Table is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you have to leave this one blank. Okay. Ito, I'm going to give you, so I'm not going to give you budget, but the price of A is equals to 50 centavos. Okay? The price of A is equals to 15 centavos. And then the price of B is equals to 0.75 centavos. Okay, this is now your quantity for A. Quantity for A. And this is your marginal utility of A. Marginal utility of A. And then marginal utility of A over price of A. Then leave this blank. Separate the two table. Then you have your quantity for B M use of B, M use of B, and then this one is your MU of B, use of B over price of B. Okay? So I'll provide you with your marginal utility. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, pareho ah. I did not change. But take note here, you will have 2, 4, 6, and 10. Okay. And here you have your quantity of 50. Then you have 45. So ito, given ito. Kasi hindi nyo pa alam ang mag-compute. Pero pag sanay na kayo, itong mga ito, bungi-bungi. Kayo magpo-provide ng values. Oh. Hindi ko alam kung abutan pa tayo ng activity na ganon dahil matatapos na ang SEM, di ba? 75, then you have your 60 here, and then you have your 45, and then your 30, and then your 15. Okay. Will you be able to follow the steps? Okay, nandyan yung steps, oh. Steps in computing of optimum combination. Ayan. State the necessary condition that your marginal utility of A over price of A should equal your marginal utility of B over price of B. And then work on the first element, work on the second element, and then you have your find the equimarginal value, and then followed by your quantity combination. And the last is for you to prove whether the budget that you have will be enough to buy the goods that will both satisfy you, that will buy the goods that you will get satisfaction out of having them. How many of good A and how many of good B? Okay, come on, start now. So what do you have in here? 50 divided by?
25 po.
Oh, what do you get?
25.
50 divided
Hindi
by
po,
0.50.
0.50.
Oh. Diba? Ano? Ilan? 100 or 50?
100 po.
Hala. Okay. How about 40, 45 divided by 0.50? What do you get?
90, ma'am.
90. Oh, how about this one? You will have? Tama?
80, ma'am. Oh, tama po.
Ah, ganun pala yun. Oh. Oh, di tapos na niyo yung ngayon nasa third step na kayo. Dito naman tayo. So, you have 75 as your utils. Your satisfaction measurement is 75 divided by your price of B. So, you will have 100 and then you have 60 divided by 0.75. What do you get?
80 po, ma'am.
80 ba? 80. O dito, 45 divided by 0.75. What do you get?
60 po.
60. How about here? 40. Tama ba?
Opo, tama po.
How about here? 20. Correct?
Correct po, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, now, you find the equimarginal value. Equimarginal value. What are your equimarginal value now? What is the equimarginal value that I'm talking about? It is present here and it is present there. Correct? Is it correct? What is the equimarginal value I'm talking about? You look at your third column. Look at the third column of your good B. What is common to them? Okay. Diba 100? And then, you have another one which is 80. And then, you have another one which is 60. Tama ba? Ayun no. Ang equimarginal value kasi, ang ibig sabihin niyan ay pareho sila. Oh. Look at this one. Oh, 'di ba pareho sila? Tama? Tama hindi?
Tama po.
Tama po. Okay. 'Di ba meron pang iba? Ito, 80. 'Di ba pareho siya doon? 'Di ba? Oh, ito pa. 'Di ba pareho din siya doon? Sa 60 na 'yan, oh. Oh, 'di ba? Correct or no?
Correct po, ma'am.
Okay, that's why you have your 100 here, you have 80, and you have your 60. So it's not enough. Why? You are given a free will to choose which one you would prefer as to what kind of satisfaction level you will want to have. Let's have the quantity combination. Okay. If you have your 100, you have your good A quantity. What is it? Good A? Ilan? Pag 100. Di ba 1? O good B, ilan?
2 po, ma'am.
Okay, your good B is 2. Dito naman, if it is 80, what is your quantity for good A? 3. Correct? What is your quantity for good B? 4, di
4.
ba? Di ba 4? Okay, 4. Now, if it is an equimarginal value of 60, what is your quantity of A? 5. Tama ba?
Yes
And
po.
what is your quantity for good B? 8. Tama ba?
6 po, ma'am.
6. Which one? 8? Teka. 80. Kung 84, tama. Tapos 60, 6 lang. Okay? So you have 6 here. 6. Those are your quantity combination. It means, what is your quantity combination if your equimarginal value is 100? So you will have 1 and 2. How about when you have an equimarginal value of 60? You have 5 and 6. Got it right? How about an equimarginal value of 80? You have 3 and you have 4. Now, let us find out the cause. Okay, iurong natin ito ng konti. Bakit ito may line? Okay. Ito, ang gagawin natin, we are going to find now the cause and the total cost of each of the combination. What do you get in here? Times 0.50. Is that correct? And then this one is times 0.75. Tama ba? Class? So, what do you get in here? 2. Ay, 5 pala. 0.5. And what do you get in here? If you're going to have that, you will have 2 times 75 is 1 peso and 50 centavos. Correct? Hoy, sagutin nyo naman ako. Parang ako na ang gumagawa ng exercise, mga kuya at ate, ano? Okay, ito. Multiply nyo. Ano ulit? This one is 0.5. Tapos ito ay 0.75. Tama ba? O, tingnan nyo pag mabilis sa 0.75. Tingnan nyo ako kung mabilis ha. Magtanong kayo maya-maya. Tapusin natin ito. Equals. So, you have here 1 peso and 50 centavos. And ang tanong dito ay this is 3 pesos. 4 times 0.75 is equals to 3 pesos. Okay. So now, we're going to have your 60 and then we have to multiply that one with 0.5 again because that is the cost of good A. And then we have to multiply this one by 0.75. Therefore, if we have this one, you will have 2 pesos and 50 centavos. And you will have this one as what? 4 pesos and 50 centavos. Now,
Or
okay. Nakuha nyo ba? So, what's next? Are we through? Not yet. So, dapat mag-i-stay sila sa iisang para hindi kayo mawala. So, in short, you're now going to have to prove the different total cost. So, for you to have your 5 and 150, that is equals to 2 pesos. Tama ba? And you will have a total cost equals. Then you have your total cost here. Total cost is equals to 4 pesos and 50 centavos. And your total cost here is equals to 6 pesos. Tama ba? 250 plus 4, 6, 7 pesos. Okay, now, you have that as your tapos na ba tayo? Okay, you have all the data there now. Okay, hindi ko na in-state yung necessary condition kasi alam nyo naman na, di ba? At saka we-work out na natin yung first element. This is your second element. So, tapos na natin yan. Nagsimula na ako sa equimarginal value. Okay, may equimarginal value. And then you have your quantity combination and their respective costs. And you have the total budget. So, in this kind of situation, you have 3 sets of budget. The point here is, now, if you are given a choice, and you talk of satisfaction, which is represented by your indifference curve, question is, how much do you need to get the maximum satisfaction? Question, how much do you need to get the maximum satisfaction? How much do you need to get the maximum satisfaction? Can anyone answer it, please? Ano na? How much do you need to get the maximum satisfaction? Laroya, Paul. Laroya, are you there? Ay, wala sila. How about Murata? Aiko? Ms. Murata, what do you think? How much do you need for you to have the most of the satisfaction? Oh, ba't ka tumatawa? Pipili ka lang naman magkano ang kailangan mo para maximum yung satisfaction mo? 2 pesos ba? The other one is 450 or 750? Diba? So how much do you really need to get yourself satisfied? Okay, you only need how much? 2 pesos. Ma'am, bakit 2 pesos? Ang quantity noon ano lang, kukonti. 'Di ba? 1 and 3 lang, 1 and 2 lang. Class, hindi ibig sabihin na malaki ang pinambili mo ay satisfied ka na. Kung sa 2 pesos, look at your equimarginal value. It's already 102 pesos lang ang kailangan mo. 100 na yung satisfaction yielded. So, hindi mo na kailangan yung 7 pesos para magiging 60 lang ang iyong satisfaction level. Did you get that? Did you get it?
Yes po, ma'am.
Oh, sa 2 pesos lang, 100 na yung equimarginal value mo. Ibig sabihin, siya na ang maximum doon sa available na tatlong equimarginal value pa. Di ba may 80 as your equimarginal value, meron pa kayong 60. O alin ba ang mataas ang satisfaction level sa kanila? Di ba yung 100? Magkano ba ang total cost ng 100? Di ba 2 pesos lang? So you know now how that one works?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes. Naintindihan nyo na ba? Okay, hindi ibig sabihin na mahal siya ay satisfied ka na. Yan ang explanation dyan. It doesn't necessarily follow that when you paid so much, you yield greater satisfaction. In this particular case, you already have 100 utils. Di ba unit measurement of satisfaction yan? Yung utils. Yung equimarginal value mo, satisfaction level mo 100, it will just cost you 2 pesos. Pag dinagdagan mo pa, magiging 450 siya, ibig sabihin, bumababa na rin yung satisfaction mo. At sige, sabihin natin na 7 pesos. O, tingnan mo yung satisfaction level mo. 60 lang. O, di ba? Sana naintindihan nyo. Oh, do you like a question? At an equimarginal value of 80, what are your quantity combination or what is your quantity combination? Who can answer that? Oh, somebody have an answer. Ang sabi ko, at an equimarginal value of 80. Okay, let's go back to your table. Equimarginal value of 80. What is the cost of A? Cost of A is 3 times 0.5 is equals to 1 peso and 50 centavos only. So, dapat ang sagot nyo, the cost of good A is 150. Ano ba tinatanong ko? Is it quantity combination? Kung quantity combination naman ang tinatanong ko at an equimarginal value of 80, you will just answer me 3 and 4. Nakuha nyo ba? Pag ang tinanong ko cost of A, dito kayo titingin. Tapos, siguraduhin nyo, ano bang under ng equimarginal value tinatanong ni ma'am? Dito ba sa 100, sa 80, or 60? Okay? What is the cost of good A or what is the cost of good B if you have a budget of 4 pesos and 50 centavos? What is the cost of good B if you have a budget of 4 pesos and 50 centavos? Ano? Ano sagot? 3. What is the equimarginal value? What is the equimarginal value? 80, di ba? Ay, nako. Ayan o. Oh. 3 pesos ang cost of good B mo. Tapos ang budget mo, 4 pesos and 50 centavos. Anong equimarginal value yon? Yun yung 80. Diba? Oh, maliwanag na? I hope you understood it, class. Want some more? Some more question. Okay. 4 pesos and 50 centavos is the cost of what good if you have a budget of 7 pesos. $4.50 is the cost of what good? Is it good A or good B if you have a budget of 7 pesos? B. Okay. It is the cost of good B if the budget is 7 pesos with an equimarginal value of what? 60. Oh, there. Now you're getting it easier. I'm happy about that. Okay. So, do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay, one last question. At what budget would you need to get the greatest satisfaction? At what budget do you think you are going to yield the highest satisfaction based on the computation? Ilan ang kailangan mong budget? Yung budget nyo, pareho lang yan ng total cost, di ba? O sige, John Pascual, you got it right. You just need 2 pesos. Tatandaan nyo, ang total cost at ang budget pare-pareho lang. Pero pag sinabi kong cost of A, individual na cost of A lang yon. Okay? At pag ang tanong ay nandoon sa nagpipertain sa isang equimarginal value, kunwari, ang mga equimarginal value ay 60. So, ang susunod na mga tanong ay appertaining to 60. Ibig sabihin, tignan nyo na yung quantity of A, quantity of B, cost of A, cost of B, total cost, at saka yung budget. Diyan iikot kasi yung tanong. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng 60 ang equimarginal value mo, lilipat ka sa 80 or lilipat ka sa 100. Nakuha nyo ba? Sana class naintindihan nyo yung lesson natin, ha? And please post the video that and share it with your other classmates. With that, I say thank you to you for coming over and attend our conference. And I hope you have learned something new today. And of course, next meeting, we're going to have another quiz. O gusto nyo muna pahinga? Next week na lang ang quiz. Eh, baka makalimutan nyo, di ba? Just let me know if you want to have the quiz. I'll just prepare it. And if you don't like to take the quiz, then we'll just have it on next meeting. So the remaining days that we're going to meet, that is going to be for review of all the lessons in preparation for your final exam, maybe in the first few days of May. Para we have time for your grade consultation. Nakuha nyo ba, class? Okay, thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
You have some
Thank you
questions?
po, ma'am.
Yes. You're welcome.
Um,
Yes. Okay, you can attend to your other classes and let me have a copy of what was recorded so that I can post it in the YouTube, and at the same time, I'll be able to post it for the other group who are not present today. Bye-bye. Jamelu.
Yes, hello po, ma'am. Hello.
Oh, yes, Mr. Dente. What is it?
Ay, welcome po.
Marvin? Okay, do you have some question?